Four news stories for you. Arab League is holding an emergency meeting tomorrow on Tuesday. The meeting has been requested by Egypt and Sudan to discuss Ethiopian under construction dam. In the second news story, we'll have a look at G7 summit statement about Tigray. Thirdly, fighting is being reported in North Shore zone of Oromia. North Shore zone of Oromia shares border with Addis Ababa, capital of Ethiopia. OLA is claiming to have carried out attacks on Ethiopian forces in North Shore. Lastly, crisis is deepening in Somalia about Somali soldiers who fought in Tigray. Announcement of the formation of a commission by Somali government has been rejected by Somali opposition candidates. Let's look at the first news story. Tomorrow on Tuesday, Arab League is due to hold an emergency meeting to discuss Ethiopia, Egypt, Sudan dam dispute views. Egypt and Sudan have requested this meeting. In Doha, Qatar, this meeting is going to be held, and foreign ministers of Arab League countries will participate in this extraordinary meeting. Arab League is a 22-member body with some Middle Eastern countries and African countries part of this group. Djibouti, Sudan, Egypt, they are part of this group, viewers. We have seen, viewers, that Egypt and Sudan have intensified their efforts to stop Ethiopia from starting the second filling of GERD. A few days ago, Egypt wrote letters to some African countries as well about the dam dispute. Egypt signed defense and security pacts with Kenya, Ethiopian neighbor, Sudan, Ethiopian neighbor, and some other countries too. Al-Sisi visited Djibouti as well a few days ago. We saw Ethiopia stepping up its diplomatic efforts as well. Ethiopian Minister of Irrigation has been visiting African countries. He was in Rwanda a few days ago, where he delivered a special message about Ethiopian dam and Tigray to Paul Kagame, President of Rwanda. So both Ethiopia and Egypt have stepped up their diplomatic efforts to rally support, viewers. Let's see what happens in Arab League's meeting tomorrow on Tuesday. Second news story is about G7 summit, which concluded yesterday, viewers. A statement was issued by G7 summit about Ethiopian Tigray crisis. Almost the same things which are being said by international community have been repeated by G7. G7 called for cessation of hostilities, unfettered humanitarian access, investigations into war crimes committed in Tigray, and withdrawal of Eritrean forces from Tigray. But no announcement of any sanctions, any restrictive measures against Ethiopian government views. Third news story is about Oromia, viewers. So Oromo Liberation Army has carried out an attack in a place which is close to Addis Ababa, capital of Ethiopia. According to OLA, North Shore zone of Oromia was targeted by OLA fighters. In North Shore zone, Dagam district and Yaya Haro sub-district is the area where OLA fighters carried out an attack on Ethiopian security forces. According to OLA, more than 40 Ethiopian security officials were killed and 25 were injured. North Shore is close to, in fact, it shares border with Addis Ababa, views, to the south, and to the north it shares border with Amhara region's Shore zone, views. So not only fighting is underway in western and southern areas of Oromia, but fighting now is being reported close to Addis Ababa as well, which is capital of Ethiopia. Lastly, viewers, we have an update on a story from Somalia. In Somalia, we have seen protests about missing Somali soldiers who allegedly fought in Tigray and they were killed there. Somali mothers protested in Mogadishu a few days ago. Then, after that, Prime Minister of Somalia, Mohamed Roble, announced the formation of a commission to inquire into the reports that Somali soldiers were sent from Eritrea into Tigray. And he announced that Somali Army Chief, Defense Minister, Interior Minister, and Somali ambassador to Ethiopia would be part of this commission. But Somali opposition parties are rejecting this fact finding commission. They are saying that the commission must include members of opposition parties, members of civil society as well. Only Somali government officials and ministers have been made part of this commission. The commission must be independent. It must have members of civil society and opposition candidates, opposition parties. Let's see how Somali government responds to this demand of Somali opposition parties. But this issue of Somali soldiers fighting in Tigray, it is becoming a serious issue now. It can have its impact on the upcoming Somali elections, viewers. Somali opposition parties are definitely trying to exploit this issue of missing Somali soldiers who allegedly fought in Tigray. Somali opposition knows that if this thing is established, that Somali soldiers fought in Tigray, it could be a huge blow to Farmajo's election campaign. That is why they want opposition members, civil society members to be part of this commission, views. Again, a test for Mohamed Roble, views. Mohamed Roble has managed to overcome difficulties, viewers. We saw that Somali opposition and Somali federal government, they were face to face. They were on the verge of a war in Mogadishu. But then Roble was made in charge of the affairs and he managed to find consensus and he managed to make opposition and government reach consensus about upcoming elections. Now a new controversy about missing Somali soldiers. Let's see how Mohamed Roble, Prime Minister of Somalia, handles this crisis. Thank you for watching.